All my life, I've wanted to get my name in the papers. What I've always wanted is a real news story all about me. I mean a big story, right smack on the front page, and with a picture, too. Impossible, you say? A pipe dream, you say? All right, you scoffers. Take a look. I showed you this, but wait, there's more. Take a look at this. That's Dad, also held for murder. Considering we don't employ a press agent, it was a pretty big day for the Gillis family. In fact, a very big day. Look here. Yes, I've seen this boy. He's my cousin, Duncan Gillis. Dunky for short. He lives with us. Let me explain. His father, my Uncle Tim, is my father's brother. Uncle Tim's an oil geologist. He goes all over the world looking for oil. A while back, he had to go to Borneo, so he asked us if he could leave Dunky at our house. We made a terrible mistake. We said yes. The last time I saw this boy was just 3 days ago, in a very characteristic pose.
Dunky.
Hi, Uncle Herbie.
And hi to you too, Dunky. And how would you like to wind up with a fistful of nubs?
Gee, Uncle Herbie, what a way to treat your own flesh and blood nephew.
That's nothing. You ought to see the way he treats his own flesh and blood son. Since 1942, Dobe's got a total of 60 cents out of him, and that includes Christmases.
Yeah, well, somebody better watch the pennies and do the work around here. It's going to be goodbye grocery store, hello poorhouse. And speaking of work, how about you guys chipping in and helping me stash this beef in the freezer? I got a whole load in the truck.
Work? But, Uncle Herbie, I'm but an underage child.
I'd like to help you, Mr. G, but you know what happens when I work.
No, Maynard, I do not know what happens when you work because I ain't never seen you do no work.
Oh, it's terrible scary. I get them terrible head noises.
Yeah, well, you're both going to get some terrible head noises right now. Out, 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 out.
Come, Dunky, let us resume our game of bridge. And remember, it's my turn to walk across you.
Right.
Hi, Dad. Just been down to the post office to pick up the mail.
Oh, what is it, boy? Are you equipped with some kind of radar or something? You can disappear every time a heavy load shows up?
Oh, here, Dad. Here.
Thank you. For a minute there, I thought you'd become a no-good loafer. Can you ever forget me?
Forget it.
Hey, hold this thing open. What are you, a homicidal maniac or something? A guy can freeze to death in there. Oh, there's got to be a curse on me.
Yeah, sorry, Dad, sorry. Dear Dobie, the genuine gold locket you gave me turned green and goodbye, failure.
Well, maybe someday you can give her a genuine green locket that'll turn gold.
Someday is right.
Be optimistic, boy.
Where'll I get this dough, from you?
I said be optimistic, not hysterical. Hey, what's that fancy envelope with all the goofy stamps on it?
It's for you, Dad, from Borneo, Uncle Tim.
You think maybe he's coming back to take Dunky off my hands? I know what a stupid question. I am probably stuck with that kid for the rest of my life, or even longer. Dear brother Herb, it looks like I'm going to be here in Borneo digging for oil longer than I thought, for at least the next 2 years. Oh, with that kid in my hair, in the next 2 years, I'll be 6 feet under and bald besides. However, dear brother, since I know you will continue to treat my beloved child with kindness, sympathy, and tender loving care, I insist that you let me give you some token of my appreciation. Love to all, Till. What insist? Give me the token. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Dad, what do you think he's going to give us?
Well, son, he is out there digging for oil wells, not angleworms. What do you think he's going to give us?
Angleworm?
Oil wells, boy, oil wells. Why do a big operator like Uncle Tim one oil well don't mean that?
You mean an entire oil well?
I mean an entire bunch of oil wells, boy. Why, we're going to be up to our money belts in oil wells.
Well, Uncle Herbie, is it okay if I have $2 to take a chick to the movies?
You can take a couple of vegetable ears to bed with you.
Dad, use your head. Don't you remember what Uncle Tim said? Treat Dunky with sympathy, kindness, tender, loving care. You want to blow 3 oil wells?
You're right, boy.
Yeah.
Dunky!
Dad.
Oh! Help yourself. There's the cash register. Take as much as you like. What's mine is yours. Blood is thicker than water. Dig in, sweetie pie.
No, what I believe is the Martian's finally landed and got control of his brain and body.
Fellas, you're all wrong. I'm sure Dad seems grouchy sometimes, but underneath he's all heart.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Me neither.
But I will say that I am kind, sweet, lovable, benevolent, and generous.
Yep, it's Martians. Come on, kid, let's go.
Wait a minute. You mean I can go over there and take $2 out of the register?
Take all you want, dear heart.
Martians, no question about it.
You sure 2 will be enough, darling boy?
For now.
Well, come often and stay late.
Yeah, as long as it's open, Dad, I think I'll help myself to a few bob.
Yes, and then you'd better hurry off to college or you will be late, Dobie Poo.
Yeah, Dad, yeah. Sure. Bye, Maynard, Donkey. Bye, Dad.
Is there anything else I can do for you, darling donkey?
Now that I got all this loot, I'd like to call up a few dames.
Oh, well, here's the phone.
Well, Herbie, this is the business phone. You said if I ever used it, you'd shove it down my throat.
Yeah, you did, Mrs. G. I'm a witness.
Oh, Maynard, that should be witness, but I shan't argue the point. I was just making a little joke about the phone. You must excuse my rough manly humor. Use the phone while I go out and bring in the rest of the meat.
You know why I like him better as a Martian?
It's spooky.
Maynard, dear, do you think you could come over here and open the freezer door for me while I stash the meat? And be sure to hold it open, because if you let it close on me, there's a good chance I could freeze to death.
You want me to open the freezer door and let you in, and then hold it open until you come out?
Yeah, you think you could do that?
I don't know, Mrs. G. That's an awful lot of things to remember.
Donkey, dear, could you open the freezer door for your Uncle Herbie?
Sure, Uncle Herbie. I'll make these calls later.
Oh, perish the thought. I wouldn't deny you to those lovely young things who think you so irresistible. Just come over here and make the telephone call with one hand and hold the door open with the other. That's all you...
Oh, hi, Clarissa. This is Donkey Gillis. Yeah, Dobie's cousin. No, Donkey with a U. No, Dobie with a B. Met at the mall shop, remember? Sure you do.
Sure she does. Do your imitation of a chicken you did the other night. That'll refresh her memory.
Good thinking, Maney. I'm the one who did that clever imitation of a chicken. But listen. I also like lions and elephants.
He also does giraffes. That easy because they don't make no noise.
Say, would you like to go to a movie tonight? And afterwards, out for some chow, and then I'll do a few hundred imitations for you? Wild! Clarissa, you're a great American.
Well, what time do we pick her up?
A couple hours.
Oh, we better hurry. I gotta stop by my house to feed my lizard.
Well, what's the rush? We got a couple of hours.
Donkey, you got any idea how long it takes to catch a half a pound of flies?
That sends chills up and down my spine. Peachy Keen.
You're a great human being, Donkey, but you might be a great animal, which is even better.
Thank you, Boo-Wana. And now how about a trip to the water hole for an ice cream float?
You want to go back to the mall shop again? Why, that's 4 times so far, plus the movie. Donkey, where's all this money coming from?
Uncle Herbie.
You're joshing.
No, it's true. Herbert T. Stingy sprung for the whole party.
I just can't believe Mr. Gillis would do anything so generous. No offense. I mean, he's such a cold man.
Cold? Did you say cold?
Is that what you said?
Herbert T. Gillis is a cold man. Don't you agree?
Herbert T. Gillis ain't just cold. He's frozen.
A human popsicle is what he is.
What are you two talking about?
Oh, nothing. Just we left Uncle Herbie back in the store, locked in the freezer.
What are you two just sitting there for? I mean, hurry up. You might be
Girl,
trying to
we
say
go.
something.
If anybody asks which way we went, tell them we went north to Mexico.
Mexico is south.
Thinking all the time.
At one time, I was younger and sillier than I am today, and Dad was younger and skinnier. I do not mention these facts just to make conversation. They're important. When I was younger and sillier, I used to lock Dad in the freezer occasionally, like 2-3 times a week, by accident, of course. Finally, as a life-saving measure, Dad had a trap door cut in the back of the freezer. Just a skinny trap door for a skinny trapped grocer. But times have changed, and when Cousin Donkey locked him in the freezer, he found that it wasn't quite so easy to squeeze through the trap door. So he sucked in his stomach, and he squirmed and squinched and wriggled and wiggled, and finally he made it. That's how come my father, Herbert T. Gillis, missed his chance to become what you might call one of the frozen people. But his heartwarming escape was something Dunky and Maynard didn't know anything about.
Uncle Herbie? Hey, Mr. G! Mr. G, it's me, Maynard G. Krebs, your old buddy. Mr. G.
No, I can't do it. I can't face him.
Me neither. Let's send him a wire.
Maynard, you do it for me. Go in there for me, your old pal.
Okay, okay. He's probably too stiff to belt me anyway. Mr. G? Hey, Mr. G, where are you? Mr. G, speak to me.
What's the matter? Is he frozen?
Worse, 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 worse.
Oh, I can't stand it. Let me see.
No, don't look. Avert your eyes. Oh, he defrosted right down the drain.
Defrosted?
Yeah, oh, poor Mr. G. Oh, black day. Oh, 1,000 pardons, you puddle ship.
Oh, we're doomed, doomed, doomed.
Give me the mop.
The mop? What for?
The least we can do is give him a decent burial.
Maynard, never mind that. Let's get out of here. It was an accident, officer. An accident, that's all.
Yes, sir, it was an accident, sir. There was no premeditating or malice aforethought.
That's premeditation and malice aforethought. Now, what are you guys trying to do? Make a federal case out of this?
Federal case? Oh, no, you don't. We didn't cross the state line.
We didn't even cross the street. We did right here in the store.
What are you getting excited about? What do you think's going to happen to you?
Oh, the chair, Electricville.
Oh, the electric chair for knocking down a policeman?
Oh, no, for
Who are you, son?
I'm Duncan Gillis. Dunky for short. I'm Uncle Herbie's nephew.
Rest his soul.
Well, Dunky, will you tell your uncle that they're having a little party in my honor down at the Pison Lodge tonight, and he's cordially invited.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I won't be pounding a beat anymore. They're promoting me.
And you deserve it, sir. Bless them big, flat feet.
I deserve it. Imagine wasting me on a beat. I should have been in homicide years ago.
Homicide?
Murder, my lads. So if you're thinking of knocking anybody off, think again, because Bloodhound Mulcahy's on the job. So long, boys.
What are we gonna do now?
Hide out.
Oh, what's the use? They'll find us.
Kid, there's not much I can do. Practically nothing. But there's one thing I can do better than anybody in this whole world.
Hide?
Hide.
Hide.
Don't go wandering off, kid. It's pretty scary down here.
Yeah. Say, where are we anyhow?
It's a tunnel for the heat pipes. It runs under the whole S. Peter Pryor College.
Maney, only a great hider like you could have found such a great hiding place.
Oh, it's fair, son. Fair. I've seen better. Once I had a place where I hid it for 47 days. That's almost a month.
47 days before they found you?
What found? Who looks? That's why I'm such a great hider. Nobody ever comes to look for me. That's the beauty of this hiding place. You know where that ladder leads to?
Uh-uh.
To the home economics class, and that's where them girls cook cakes all day long. And then at night, we sneak out and eat them.
Cakes? Every night, honest?
Yeah, with frosting yet. Come on, kid, let's go.
Lead on, my leader.
Hey, these here are the smocks the girls wear when they're cooking. Come on. And these here are the stoves the girls cook on.
Zany, where are the cakes?
Right over here.
Oh, crikey. Look at the assortment. Angel food, devil's food, marble cake, spice cake, fruit cake. Which one should I take?
It don't matter, Mister. They all kind of taste the same. These girls cook kind of funny. See what I mean?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And on Wednesday, they got pot roast.
Yeah, what's it taste like?
Like the cake.
How long do you think we can hide out here?
How about forever?
Maynard and Dunky wanted to hide out in that tunnel forever. Well, forever's a long haul, even the way Maynard tells time. But as long as he and Dunky kept hiding out in that cold tunnel, Dad and I were in hot water. I mean, once Officer Mulcahy got out of that blue uniform and put on his homicide outfit, he started coming up with some very peculiar ideas. Sergeant, you can't seriously be accusing us, lovable us, sweet, decent us of murder.
Let me ask you this. Where's Dunky?
Yeah, at the movies.
In school and at the movies at the same time, huh?
No, Dad, what's the use? We better tell the sergeant everything.
Yeah, I guess you're right, son.
All right, now you're talking. Now, let me warn you that anything you say will be taken down and can be used against you in evidence.
Evidence? What evidence? We didn't lay a glove on the kid. He ran away of his own accord, right, son?
Right, Dad, 2 days ago.
How come you didn't notify the police?
Because if we notify the police notify his father, and his father gets the idea I am not bringing the kid up right and forgets the idea of giving us the oil wells.
A likely story.
You got a better one?
I'm glad you asked that question. Item. Herbert T. Gillis and you too, Dobie, have been bragging all over town that you're about to come into some oil property from Timothy Gillis. True?
Well...
Item. Donkey Gillis is or was Timothy Gillis' next of kin. True?
Well...
True. And in the event of Donkey Gillis' death, who becomes Timothy Gillis' next of kin and inherits all those oil wells? Herbert T. Gillis. True?
Well...
I rest my case.
Now, just a minute. I happen to be a veteran and a taxpayer, and one of the leading
So now you know how I realized my boyhood ambition to get my name and picture in the paper. Oh, we got out of jail by raising bail. To get the money, Dad mortgaged the store, the truck, and Mom's genuine imitation fur coat. But unless Donkey showed up, and soon, we were cinched to be right back behind bars. That's when fate, bless its little heart, stepped in. Well, not exactly fate. What stepped in to save us from the hot seat was a cold wave.
Good morning, girls. My name is Dr. Burkhardt, and I am substituting today for Miss Cagle, your regular home economics teacher. They chose me for 2 excellent reasons. First, because I have degrees in anthropology and Middle English literature, which naturally makes me an expert on cooking. Second, because during this terrible cold wave, I am the only member of the faculty who has not come down with double pneumonia. Single pneumonia? Yes. However, I am confident that working together, we will make a go of it. Who am I kidding? This has got to be a disaster. But let's press on. Can anyone tell me today's project?
A layer cake, only we're out of flour.
Oh, that's a good fast start. What's the procedure when we're out of flour?
Well, Miss Cagle usually calls Gillis's groceries, but she's not here, and Mr. Gillis is in jail.
Oh, but according to the newspapers, Mr. Gillis is out on bail. Why don't you call him, there's a good girl, and have him bring over a sack of flour immediately? Ooh, this place is ice cold. Would you girls join me in a little Fahrenheit? Maintenance? This is home economics. Could we have some heat up here right away, please? The room is ice cold. Sir, I am not unsympathetic with your budget, but unless you send us some heat this minute, I intend to give you a real budget problem because I'm going to burn the tables, the books, the... Oh, thank you. I knew you'd see it my way. Ladies, warmth is on the way. All right, my queens of the kitchen, let us proceed. What do you say we milk the butter for our shortening? And you have just heard my entire repertoire of little cooking hints.
You whistle? Me? I can't whistle. Oh, that's why I lose so many dogs. Well, somebody's whistling. Also, it's getting hot in here. It's getting kind of awful hot. Yeah. Oh, let's get out of here before we get roasted. Which way? Oh, come now.
Now what? Now we head for Outsidesville.
You know, we got waiting for us when we get to Outsidesville.
Copsville?
Copsville.
I just had another brilliant idea, namely Insidesville. We stay here? Good thing. You sure got it up there, kid. Quick, Operation Disguiseville. Let's go.
Oh, one moment, girls, while I bone up on this recipe.
Meanie, this is nuts. That teacher's gonna recognize us. Not her, not a chance. That's Dr. Burkhardt. She don't see too well. So why don't you wear glasses? I'll tell you why. Because she's still looking for a husband. Poor old thing. She's 35 years old and still hoping. Poor old thing. Hey, listen to you, kid. Chicks might get old, but they never give up trying. Okay, now, Let's go.
All right, girls, take your places. We're about to begin.
See what I tell you, blind as a bat.
All right, my young homemakers, and I use the term Lucy, let us proceed. Now, I will read the recipe step by step, and believe me, I will be as surprised and interested as you. First, separate 4 eggs. That is to say, you separate the yolks from the whites. Now add half a cup of butter. Add half a cup of walnuts. Now take your sifter.
You got a sifter? No, but I got a brother in Cleveland.
Beat the contents of the bowl vigorously. Girls! That is enough horseplay. Now, pop into oven.
Would you mind repeating that?
I said pop into oven.
It's too small for me, Donkey. You better go. Right.
Set the oven at 325.
Is that the kind of manners they teach you, this Peter Pryor?
And who, sir, might you be?
Well, I might be Marcel Marceau, but I ain't.
Mr. G! Maynard!
Oh, it's Mr. G. I mean, it's the ghost of Mr. G. And he's coming to haunt me like in the late show. Oh, gee, I'm sorry. Mr. G was an accident. I didn't mean it, please.
Maynard, where have you been? And where is Duncan? We've been looking all over for you two.
Please, Mr. Ghost.
I'm not a ghost.
Then how come you're so pasty and ghosty?
Maynard, I'm for real. Pinch me.
If you don't mind, I'd rather pinch her. Or her.
You are growing up, Maynard, but later. Now, go on, pinch me. See there? Pinch. Go on, I'm for real. Pinch me. Go on, pinch. Pinch. Now, where's Dunky?
Oh, no, I ain't squealing. Donkey who?
You know who.
Oh, what are you gonna do to him?
What would I do to my beloved nephew, Dunky?
Donkey who?
Maynard, they're gonna throw me back in jail.
Donkey who?
Excuse me, do you smell something burning?
Donkey who?
Over here, Dr. Burkhardt.
Oh, are you all right, boy? Are you? Of course I am. Are you?
Fine.
Oh, my dear, sweet, darling, lovable nephew, Dunky.
Donkey who?
Well, here it is. The windfall, the letter from my brother Timothy. And I want to say right here and now that all of the wonderful things I have done for Duncan, I have done out of the goodness of my heart, with no thought whatsoever for the few lousy little oil wells his father's going to give me for taking such kind and loving care of his son.
Mr. G, ain't that envelope awful small to hold an oil well?
No, Maynard. What Uncle Tim is sending, Dad, are stock certificates for the oil wells.
Son, don't try to explain it to him. Anybody who is such a lame brain that he can't get it through his head that you cannot send oil in a letter.
For joy, what an age we live in. Anyway, much better than pen. Also delicious.